New photos for the final season of Game of Thrones have been released, so let's speculate recklessly about what they could mean. And I absolutely mean recklessly. Like, tinfoil hat. Warning, spoilers for the final season. I guess you've been warned. Okay, so like I said, new photos have been released for the final season of Game of Thrones, and they're mostly generic, so instead of just going over them, I thought it would be more fun to go over them and just wildly predict what's going on in them. So this video, let's come up with wild theories based on innocent photos, one of the internet's favorite pastimes. Let's start with the character that will definitely make it to the end of the show and still be sitting the Iron Throne, Cersei. In the promo photo, we see Cersei on the throne with her badass outfit. Of course she wants to look as fierce as possible, and I love her look. The shoulders make this outfit, and I love the armor that she's incorporated into her dresses. Hell, I even love that she picked a crown that made her look more like a warrior than an overly ornate vanity crown. We saw some Targaryens make those kind of choices in crowns when they wanted people to know, I'm in charge. Don't fuck with me. So she learned from the best. Not that I'm accusing Cersei of being a Targaryen. That would be ridiculous. In this picture, she looks like she's gotten bad news or is not particularly happy with what she's hearing. I'm guessing maybe she's learning how restless the people are, or they're complaining about her rule. I mean, if you saw some lady come with 2 dragons to King's Landing and then disappear, you'd be wondering what's up too. Hey, the small folk want to know why there were some fucking dragons just flying around the place and then they disappeared. Maybe want to fill us in a little bit? Maybe the Lannister soldiers have been going to bars and talking a bit, and now people are very aware that a Targaryen is back with dragons and talking about kicking Cersei's ass. And maybe we got some Targaryen loyalists in the city that were excited to see one back. That could be causing some problems for Cersei, because Cersei of course handles criticism and dissent very well. I'm sure since Dany left King's Landing, On Mountain has cracked some skulls and is her terrifying enforcer. Alternatively, maybe she sent some people to track down Jaime and they're returning saying they either lost him or can't find him. She really misses that twin booty. I kinda hope the Golden Company is delayed or is potentially refusing her contract and wanting more money, or simply saying, no. Dragons, dude. And that Cersei just got word and she's freaking out about it. Then, oh look, she's at the top of some stairs. The actress for Cersei, Lena, said on her last day she had to go up and down stairs a lot, so maybe this shot is from her last day. I'm excited to see her go up and down some stairs. I'm sure she will be as beautiful as ever going up and down them. If we're lucky, we'll go to Qyburn's lab and see more twisted, fucked up shit he's up to. I hope he experiments on the small folk, especially the ones that trash talk Cersei, and he's creating more whites. Hell, maybe this is Cersei upset with someone criticizing her, and then next we see her walk downstairs to see the same person being experimented on by Qyburn. Interestingly, she doesn't look too pregnant here, so this might be early in the season, but it can be hard to tell with these type of dresses. There definitely seems to be more width to her than in other photos, but nothing too crazy. Now let's move on to Jaime, who is probably traveling, kind of a duh, as that's where we left him at the end of season 7. Notice his beard, so this is a few weeks after him leaving King's Landing. Actually, I love that over a year ago, I made a video talking about how Jaime will have a beard in season 8, which is super obvious, but seeing a promo with a beard just makes me smile. I like bearded Jaime. We were told we're getting some time jumps this season, which makes sense since we only have 6 episodes. So we could see Jaime traveling, maybe making a stop or two, and then arriving at Winterfell. Even Jaime's actor said wherever he's going, it takes some time, and he'd be on the road for a while. I just hope we don't spend too much time on him traveling, you know, again, because we only have 6 episodes. We see that his armor is similar to what he left King's Landing in, but he added shoulder armor to it. I still love that he's wearing generic armor and not anything that would give him away as a Lannister. Probably a good thing for heading up north, not to be wearing armor that gives away who you are. Also, when your sister is super pissed at you and probably wants to drag your ass home. Kinda wanna be a little bit on the down low. He appears a little roughed up in this photo, but nothing he couldn't get from normal travel. However, with as much chaos as has occurred in the Seven Kingdoms, maybe he ran into some trouble and got into a fight. Maybe. Bronn shows up here and Jaime smiles at him because he knows Bronn can't stay away from him. Although in reality, Bronn just wants his castle. So maybe Jaime runs into some trouble. Bronn finally makes himself known, saves Jaime, and then they hook up again for their travel to Winterfell. Not in a sexual way. I gotta add that in now because I got yelled at in another video about that. It's not in a sexual way. I think for sure we can guess this is before Jaime arrives at Winterfell, or just as he does, because I can't see him smiling too much upon arrival. I'm really hoping Bran doesn't outright say Jaime pushed him when he gets to Winterfell, but Bran does privately thank Jaime for helping him become what he is. Seeing Jaime's freaked out face will be priceless this season. Now with Dany, I'm interested to see how she handles the man that killed her father hanging out at Winterfell with them. I think Dany can get past it, especially with what she knows of her father at this point, but it might be a hard adjustment. I hope if she gets mouthy with Jaime, he lays the smack down and talks about the fucked up shit the Mad King was doing and how he did the Seven Kingdoms a favor. And then Varys is in the background nodding his head like, yeah, for real. But speaking of the North, let's go to Winterfell. Arya looks super pissed and intense while outside at Winterfell. I'd imagine she sees dragons in the distance and isn't too happy about what that means. We saw from the other promo that Arya appeared to be missing when Sansa gave Winterfell to Dany, so maybe Arya sees them coming and goes into the shadows to watch. She is kind of a creeper like that. I have a strong feeling she isn't going to be too keen on Dany, but she'll warm up when she sees how happy Dany makes Jon. I also like that she has her Valyrian steel dagger at her side because she for sure is going to kill a White Walker with it this season. If it isn't while saving a main character, I'll be very disappointed. But she's gonna do a whole Jon except with a little dagger, and it's going to be so badass. We see Jon looking emotional in this photo when he's, I'm guessing, at Winterfell. I'm hoping this is the moment he sees Arya and they have a little moment. The Jon-Arya reunion is what I've been looking forward to for a really long time. And Arya grilling his ass about Dany is going to be so hilarious. If we had more time, it would be great to hear them tell each other about their adventures post leaving Winterfell. I feel like Arya can relate to being stabbed multiple times by someone you used to work with. Okay, next we have Sansa Stark looking very intense. God, I hate her wig, but I appreciate Sophie not willing to lose her hair to keep dyeing it. It's nice to see an actress taking care of herself before doing something that jeopardizes her health. From this photo, we can see she is listening to someone, probably the people she is in charge of. She has that very serious I'm in charge facial expression. However, I wouldn't doubt that she's actually in a meeting with other characters that actually includes Dany as well. She has her all business face on, and I'm sure she's trying hard to appear as political as possible while seething on the inside. My ultimate hope for Sansa is that she rules the North at the end of the show, and she's like the best ruler they've had in centuries. That would be amazing. Jesus, again with the stern looks. Davos is seated, probably sitting on a council that involves Dany because we see the Unsullied behind him. Same with Brienne, who likely sits the meeting with Sansa. If I were a betting woman, I'd say these photos are all from the same meeting, where everyone is together discussing how boned they are and what they're going to do. If Jaime is at this meeting, which I doubt he is, I can see him trying to interject and just getting slammed down. In this photo, we see Bran is wrapped in furs in his wheelchair looking into the flames, probably deep in thought or watching his werewood.net porn again. I'd imagine this is before Sam or Jon walk in to see him. I can actually see this scene now. We open up to the scene with Bran looking into the fire. We then see him go to a point in the pass, and then someone comes in, and he comes back. I'm betting we're going to see at least one scene with Sam and Bran talking about how they're going to let Jon know he ate out his aunt. I think Sam will do the talking first to tell Jon, then Bran will interject with what he knows. We're of course getting at least one pass vision this season. Varys looks really good in this picture. The dragon scale looking outfits for Dany's advisors are so snazzy. Costuming for this show has always been beyond amazing. Varys looks smug and observant. I wouldn't expect any less from him. He's probably gauging how the Northerners are responding to Dany, because how are they going to respond to her? Jon mentioned the issue with him kneeling. The Northerners won't like a non-Northerner leading them again. So there might be a lot of mummering when she comes to Winterfell with her dragons. And probably a lot of fear too. Varys will be sneaking around to make sure there's no danger for her or her rule. I'd love for Dany to complain about some looks and then Varys to drop in the whole, Well, your father killed the Lord of Winterfell and his heir, so they're a little jumpy around Targs. Oh, and look, Tyrion is at Winterfell too, of course. He looks very concerned. Why does everyone look so intense? This is like when he witnessed boat sex intense. I'm hoping this is where Sansa and him meet and talk. Hopefully Sansa thanks him for being so kind to her, and makes some quip like, "Oh, hello, husband." Though that marriage is null now. Ah well. Seeing those two together will be fun. As fan-servicey as it sounds, I think Tyrion and Sansa being married and ruling would be fitting, especially now where I think they can really understand each other. Plus Tyrion would be so pussy-whipped by Sansa, and I think that would be hilarious. Aw, look how happy Sam is here. Either he just saw Jon again, or he's seeing Gilly and baby Sam. Sam is like Jon's dog, always excited to see the guy. I'd like to think in the first episode, Sam keeps trying to get Jon alone to discuss something important with him, and Jon brushes it off, saying they all need to meet now to discuss the threat of the others, and whatever Sam has to say can wait. Of course, because it is TV, Sam won't be more aggressive and say, "No, motherfucker, you need to listen now." Or for drama's sake, Sam will tell him, and then the horns will blare with the others arriving. Dany looks way too happy in this one. I guess I would be too if I was meeting my new boyfriend's family? I'd imagine Sansa is being super sweet to her. I wonder how she feels about being in the home of the family that rebelled against her father. In the Stark's defense, the Mad King did pull a dick move though. I can almost see Arya being sweet to her face with a little edge where Sansa plays all sweetness to her. Dany thinks things are going well and Jon's like, "Yeah, lock your door at night, okay?" Last two photos, we have Jon and Dany together. Photo, Dany looks a bit concerned or in awe, where Jon looks like he's thinking, "I'm not looking forward to this." Maybe they're about to enter Winterfell. Dany is excited to see her lover's home, where Jon is thinking about how he's going to make sure Sansa doesn't claw out Dany's eyes. He, of course, is also thinking about how the Northerners are going to respond to her and how much damage control he's going to have to do. Poor Jon. Dany also might be a little concerned in this photo. Maybe she's happy but nervous. Nothing like bringing your new lover home to meet your assassin sister, wizard brother, and Sansa. Though I guess first cousins at this point. Nah, blood doesn't make you siblings. Now in this one, they actually look very in love. Weird to see Jon being happy, or as close to happy as he can get. Dany looks absolutely smitten with Jon and is probably talking about how excited she is to meet his family and see his home. Jon, I hope, again, is warning her that his sisters can be a bit intense and aggressive and to, again, guard your fucking eyes. Good to see their love going strong still, even if it felt a bit rushed. Maybe this is one of the last googly eyes she gives him before everything goes to hell with Jon's bio parents revealed. Because after that, Dany is going to be all over that dick when she figures out he's blood related. That's like Targaryen aphrodisiac. Alright, so those were some crazy theories based on some innocent photos that shouldn't have been looked at that closely. What are some of your crazy theories based on these photos? Bran becomes a follower of R'hllor when he sees how hot their women are, and now he sees visions in the flames. This is when Arya sees Jaime, and his moments from holding a blade to his throat. Varys is going into the crypts to get a harp? Like, subscribe, and let me know your crazy theories in the comment section down below.